Yeah, it's probably a good idea, to be honest. Um, yeah, it's so nice outside. I wonder if anyone will turn up today. But you know what? That is fine. I said I'm gonna run these things every month, and I thought I've got to at least do the second one.
Can't believe it's been a month.
I know. Been busy.
Looking forward to hear more.
So James's AI note taker here is here. Fantastic. He's nowhere to be seen. I'm guessing he's out enjoying the sun as well. Um, Tell you what then, because basically I need to drive to Exmouth like straight after this call. So I'll kick off, and if anyone pops in, we can just bring them up to speed as we come along. So just pull up my list. Also, Aled, if you want to jump in at any point and ask questions, put some ideas our way, go for it.
Yeah, will do.
Um, so basically, good news. We've planned some dates with a few venues for workshops. So we're going to be in People Speak Up over the summer on a couple Mondays, a couple Thursdays. I'll circulate those dates once I've got all of those locked in. We've also locked in dates with the library. So I was there today basically organizing when that's going to be. So that'll be 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. on Mondays, and that may continue even beyond the summer. And there's 4 gaming PCs there, which I'll show you in a moment. But there'll be slots there for people to like book onto. So if there's anyone you know who would be like, here's Dan, look. If there's anyone you know would be interested in kind of getting involved in that, then I can circulate a sharing link later.
Cool.
Going Dan? He's muted. So yeah, in other good news, I've booked in some dates to shoot a commercial with James from Story Cymru. So 6th and 7th of August are basically the main shoot days. So we're going to be down Pembury Country Park, hopefully with a drone and obviously the cinema cameras. And we're going to be doing a lot of the virtual production stuff, which I'm super keen to show off. If I share my screen, da-da-da. This will give you a better idea. Sky, who was here last week from World Horizons, has kindly donated this pool table. Me and Chris, James as well, basically salvaged this, chucked it in a van in like 100 pieces, ready to be basically repaired at a later date. So this is going to be one of the kind of R&D projects of the Battle Arcade, looking at how we can integrate potentially sensors, use a CNC machine to create more parts, and things like that. So that was a lot of fun and games, trying to drill out old screws and whatnot. We went to It's Your Comanche, which was a brilliant event run by For the Region. Got to speak to a lot of people there about the project, which was really good. Some potential collaborations that we could work on further on down the line. This is a random square with a load of circles. This is the first design for a reaction time game. So each of these circles are arcade buttons that will light up that you can basically, it's a challenge who can kind of click on these the quickest. So I've been playing around basically with how to integrate these with the microcontrollers that I've got. This again will be a project for everyone to kind of get involved with. We'll be teaching like how all the wiring works, the coding, and hopefully put this in town somewhere so people can start competing against each other and see what kind of scores they can get. improvements on the basketball machine. So I think last month I said I got these new sensors, which I finally got working. So they're quite quick. They're detecting essentially when my hand there is passing, you can see it's lighting up. So the only thing I've got left to do on this now is find a way of fixing it to the actual hoop, and then hopefully I'll be able to upload the score to the database. You can see there the CNC we've been working on. I'll come back to this stuff at the end, just because we've got quite a big reveal. Blah blah blah. So obviously this will hopefully be built out of metal at some point. So we're looking to work with some fabricators and things using like recycled steel box section or something. But I thought to begin with, it's probably worth building it out of wood just to get an idea of the dimensions and things like that.
Mhm.
So basically, that is what me, Matt, and Blake have been doing. So you can see there we started framing it out. It's not as stable as it could be yet, but it's good because it's given us an idea of where to basically make things longer, shorter.
Mhm.
And yeah, we've started testing essentially how best to use these OSB boards that we salvaged last month. So they can be used as the ramp, but also like the side panels to the machine as well. So we've got the hoop there. The hoop is like a standard hoop, but I'm thinking for the arcade machine, we're actually going to want to have something that's a lot smaller. This is what I've managed to do literally yesterday. So these are the gaming PCs that they've got in the library. Now, as part of the SPF funding, we've got to deliver a like arts and creative program. So this is what we've been kind of mostly working on this past month, is getting the content ready for the workshops. So before, actually, I may as well just jump into that now. Share entire screen. Matthew, there in Fortnite now.
Yeah, I'm still in the lobby.
You're still in the lobby, yeah?
Yeah.
So basically, last month, all we had was just this section here. But fair dues to Math, he's like basically smashed out all the rest of this section, which I'll take you through shortly. But the really cool thing about this and the libraries in the PC is we can have up to 4 people working collaboratively on this all at the same time. So you can see here, I'm in a lobby with Math. Turn that down a bit. So Math, if you ready up, I'll try launch the
Yeah.
So basically, this has been built in Unreal Engine and it links directly to the Fortnite game. So you don't actually need a PC to join this. You can join with like an Xbox or PlayStation, just as you would in Fortnite. I can see this is loading up. So what we're hoping to do is basically have a blend of kind of the real world and like fantasy world. So you'll see obviously, St. Deckley Shopping Centre that you'll notice. Right, Matthew, you're spectating, right? Let me
Yeah.
just reset this. You should be able to come in.
There we go.
So there's 2 modes essentially. This is like creative mode. So basically, you have in your inventory access to loads and loads and loads of assets that come with Fortnite, which you can obviously if I just add some prefabs here, what have we got? Like a nitro barrel, for example. You can literally add that to. Oh, Felicity is trying to call me. So you can literally use the in-game editor to add, remove, clone any kinds of these objects. So if I start the game now, should have math in there.
Yeah.
So you can see I've got some floating islands. And we've also got quite realistic humans that we're planning to have like real characters in the game to share stories and things like that. You've got collectibles and kind of hidden parts of the map. Matt's actually invested in. Oh, I can see someone else. Someone else is trying to join. Let me just let Felicity. Hi Felicity, we're just basically giving a demo of the game that we've been building in Fortnite. So here's obviously Central Square, but we've been expanding the map. So you can move down here. And you've got these interesting things that can basically detect when a player enters the space. So you can use that to trigger different things. And all of this is obviously set up with the correct collisions for people to kind of run through. Obviously, you can still build in here. I'm not sure if you added the collisions yet. Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked. So yeah, basically collisions are you just telling the game where the player can't go. Otherwise, you would just like walk through walls essentially.
Yeah. So this is a good example over here. This little, like rectangle.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't see it.
Yeah, it's just because I'm sharing the screen. So yeah, obviously this is early days, but we've basically laid the foundations for what we're going to be running on the course. So Math is going to be running kind of 3D modeling workshops on teaching people not only how to build in-game assets like the ones that come with Fortnite, but also custom assets like you can see here, all of the walls, the windows, the floor, and so on. So yeah, that is, I don't know if I can see him over there. That is basically what, where's the call gone? That's basically what we're working on for the content for the program. So we're going to be looking to people basically for ideas on what other things we can bring into the game, different game modes, different assets, basically as a tool or a vehicle to teach people about photogrammetry, the coding side of things, and so on. Hi Felicity. So what I was going to show you next, I was hoping to have this ready for the call so people could just sign up straight away. But I ran into some technical issues. So once I finish this, I'll have to send out some links. So one of the things I've been working on this month is improving the website. So I've been working with Chris Jones, who's been helping kind of build all the technology that's going to make the Battle Arcade, I guess, a lot more interesting to play in terms of collecting XP, digital collectibles, and so on. So currently the website's behind a password protector, but I've been working on the sign-up flow for how to create a new account. So I'll just give this a go and we will see if it works. So essentially, this should send me a email verification and log me in. Okay, so account's been created, check your emails. Battle Arcade, verify email. Ah, fantastic. And this isn't just fake, this does actually work. So the new thing I was working on is essentially the onboarding process. So when someone creates an account, kind of what are they met with? So they get to like upload an avatar, and that's actually uploading to the server, adding it to their account. They can check for usernames. So obviously I have this username that's already taken. Don't know what yours is, Alid.
No.
Take that if I want to. So yeah, you can see the form validation working as well. So if I go to next, you've got your test account avatar, and then you can then jump in and customize this as you please. So if I wanted, say, a different outfit, different eyebrows, glasses, you can literally customize all of this. Click next and continue without signing up. And then that should update your account with your new avatar. So I think that just needs to refresh. The bit I didn't get to finishing today was generating your pass. This is essentially your QR code that you'll use to pay for the games. So eventually, once that's done and you complete the mission, which is the onboarding process, you'll be able to claim your digital collectible. So like I mentioned in the previous calls, these will be a combination of digital and physical assets. So for example, if you buy a physical hoodie, you'll get like a digital hoodie in the game. If you came to my very first meeting, like Alid did, you'll have the kind of Infinity Orb, which will give you credits each month. And there'll be other collectibles that people will be able to gain as they come to the workshops and things like that. So basically, you can claim that reward, and that will add that then to your inventory. So obviously, a lot of this is still in development, but you can see my account. We've been adding basically where your points will be, where you rank against everyone else. You'll be able to like view your inventory of the different artifacts that you have. We haven't implemented friend requests or anything like that yet, but these kind of features will kind of be coming. So yeah, hoping to launch that in a couple weeks, so at least people can sign up and get their membership. So as soon as I have the basketball prototype ready, people can come with their membership QR codes and actually play the games. And that that is that. And yeah, that's basically what we've done this month. See, Dan's got a message. Definitely looking at digital assets to go with my physical merch. Da, da, da. So I'll read this out because obviously the recording won't know it. I'm definitely looking at digital assets to go with my physical merch. So hats, badges, hoodies, glasses would be good, but also keen to see how I can use my brand for tools to use within the game, such as health boosts and shields. Yeah, that's something that's quite cool, I guess, with UEFN. Like you'll be able to import custom assets that do affect your health and things like that. Anyone got any questions? Ideas?
I think what's exciting to see, James, is congratulations on a successful month. So I caught up with last month's update late. I was caught in traffic last time, so I was unable to join. But it's what was amazing and a little bit confusing from last call was the fact that you were doing so much all at the same time. And what this call has demoed is how all the parts complement each other. So you've got the physical, the digital, you've got the educational aspect and skill based, but they all complement. So I'm really excited to see how the next call and the following call showcased even more of how it all complement each other. So congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah, when I was trying to explain before with the Fortnite thing, obviously it's part of the program, and it was hard to explain where the overlap is. But hopefully by next month, we would have run 4 to 8 workshops with people, so they would have had the chance to kind of get involved, learn about all this stuff. We would have built on top of the map with them, and hopefully by that point as well, we'll be a bit further along on the basketball machine as well. So, you know, once people have signed up, they'll be able to test the games. Because yeah, I'd imagine it'd be a couple months before we can, you know, get into version 2 of that.
Yeah, no, it's super exciting because yesterday I was in 10 pin. And it's quite interesting how a traditional business is physical. It's all physical. It's all based around physical. The bar is physical. The paying for the arcade machines are all physical. But it's quite interesting how you're going into new territories with this and blending digital and physical for a digital generation. So it's quite interesting to see how this is kind of future proofing, not imitating previous examples of businesses.
Yeah, exactly. So me and Math were just basically looking at all the things you can buy on Fortnite, and it's insane. Obviously, a lot of the kids I speak to obviously know a lot more about the mechanics than I do. Like they're literally breaking down, you know, the marketing strategy for like $1 billion company. So it's like how do we make physical interactions as interesting as digital ones? See Dan saying last session he spoke about enlisting support from secondary schools. My boy's age 12, year 7 in September, seems keen on game development. Awesome. Like sign him up. I'll be sending out a booking form. I think actually I did start to create one. See if this loads. Here it is. So I'll circulate this after the call, but this is basically kind of people interested in getting involved in the project. So this will just collect your details and you'll get invites then to the booking form. So if you want to sign them up to one of the sessions, like I said, 11 a.m. till 1 on Mondays is going to be in the library. But there's loads more that I'll be releasing. So yeah, it's an opportunity basically for people to help design and build the games that will go into the arcade. And you know, I've expressed here like there's no experience needed. Like before I learned how to do all of this stuff, I didn't know anything. So nobody does either. So yeah, basically you can just say what things you're interested in. These are the types of things that we're going to be offering. 3D printing, animation, electronics, game design.
Can I ask some practical questions on the workshops, James?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. So anybody, I'm new to the call. I'm linked with Llanelli Township projects, but also keenly interested in the project from the side of the skills development aspect of this. So on a personal level as well, because I ditto to Dan of a nearly 12-year-old child who drives me bad for these types of opportunities. So with the workshops, what's your parameters? Have you got like an age criteria? Have you got is it like a maxim you need to have in the workshop? What's the kind of just the sort of what's the kind of permutations for the actual workshops?
Yeah, so I'm looking to basically manage this with different groups. Obviously, depending on age, I think it's good to cap that at a certain level. So I need to chat to Eleanor at People Speak Up, but I think it's their Young People Speak Up program that runs over the summer. I'm not sure what age that's capped at, but they're the sessions that I'll be running there. And then in the library, I'm thinking, to do a mix, which would be kind of up to 16 potentially, or an adults class then for anyone else who's interested.
Okay. I think just on the pragmatic side is just going to imagine I know you can't put an age on things because I know you could have a 12-year-old child that knows twice as much as a 16-year-old child based on their passion and all that. So I know it's not really about age, but I just wondered if, would you get a bit sort of how are you going to manage it practically if you did have a very spread group? And did you need have you got the backup to sort of, do parents leave their children and run away, or are you expecting them to stay? There's like the practical aspects of the workshop.
Yeah, it depends on the session really. I think for the fortnight workshops that we'll run in the library, so they'll run for 2 hours. So you could leave them and come back. There'll be myself and Math there. And for those workshops, there'll only be a max of 4 spaces anyway. So we won't be kind of spread too thinly in that regard. I think for the other workshops, they'll probably be formatted a bit differently. I'd encourage the parents to stick around and get involved if they can. Because I think, this is wider than just skills development. Is something that could, I think, add to the town. And I know a lot of parents I speak to have a lot of skills as well, actually, that they could bring to the table.
Yeah, it could just be childcare management. If you've got a number of children, you kind of almost get torn, in terms of that. And then in terms of the skills capture, and we, as you know, I'm really keen to understand how we can link in with some of the technology sort of side of the curriculum for Wales. Have you got sort of explicit documentation on that, or are you just going to use this as a pilot to sort of work that through over the summer?
Yeah, this is a pilot really. We're looking to document kind of the findings and outcomes afterwards. I think a lot of what these calls are about is that documentation process that we can kind of look back on later.
Okay.
I think in terms of like the potential of where this can go, I know you come at things from an entrepreneurship side of things.
Yes.
So the map we're building in Fortnite, obviously, I've added a few buildings there, like T Hava, and you got the bank. But obviously, I'm passionate about creating new businesses in the town. I would like to use the workshops that I run in Fortnite to inspire entrepreneurs to come up with new businesses that they can build first in this digital world that could then potentially transpire into the physical world. So, for example, if someone wanted to create their own streetwear brand, we could work on designing a logo together. We could figure out how much we could sell T-shirts for, and we could put that in Fortnite, and everyone else will be able to see it when they play the game, and just get them thinking about, oh, hold on a minute, if I had access to, say, a pop-up space in town like I did, they could start that business no matter what age.
I hear that vision, but I would say just on a pragmatic level again, there's like there's 3 stages in there. You've got, I think the spaces that you're developing, literally they are helping people with their creativity and ideation, etc. Full stop, without even having a business, an idea. So if those spaces could be, I'm interested in them in terms of just kind of playmaker creation spaces, you know, really stretching people's imagination and thinking outside the box, etc. Then you've got another aspect where you've got people who are actually already sort of, you know, interested in this sphere anyway, in terms of, you know, their kind of competence development for the specialist game development. And then you've got the aspect of when somebody's got an idea, they can then, even if they don't do it themselves, they could get support to stimulate then that business opportunity. Yeah. I think to go it from 0 to 100 would, if there's too much, it's too technical, it's too nuanced. But I do think you broke it down just a little bit so that you have different kind of boarding levels. And ideal, almost what you just expressed now would be a kind of quite an advanced state, somebody to have an idea and then have the skill to create it and test it and test their business idea. It's kind of, that's quite there's a lot to unpack there. But I think just think of it in those, in more kind of in staged blocks. Just having a child running around or an adult exploring in these spaces is literally great for creativity and ideation, full stop. And then you've got, like I said, just kind of be mindful. You don't try to over deliver with that vision and break it down into more components. Then, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've broken this out in a program, so these will run up until December. So we're not going to try to do everything at once. I think at the end of the day, I see myself as a facilitator, and a lot of the education that will come out of this program, I believe, should be student-led, because I want the kids to come with the ideas. Like, just being in there and learning through playing, like they're playing but they're not realizing they're learning, and the fact that you can do that real time with, you know, 3 other people, and you've got to communicate together to build something together, like, you know, there's so much that you can unwrap in that. And I guess for me, it's a case of, you know, what comes next. You know, what comes next? Like, I've got these mini project ideas, like the basketball machine or the Netly map or the reaction time game. Basically, anyone can jump into these things in whatever capacity, but the core of the project will be driven by the community. So whatever people want to see, you know, we'll start to ask those questions. We might not know all the answers, but like we're going to figure it out. I think that's really the focus for me, really, is trying to just create the environment for those kinds of things to happen.
Cool. I just to express that I have got a project at the moment going on with a secondary school, and I'm really keen to have a space like this that a whole host of students can use with their creating value for the town project. So if you are looking for a potential collection, quite large numbers of children, again, we can't say exactly because it'll be up to them to ideate and decide what they want to work on. That's not going to be fed to them. That would be given for them to identify those issues themselves. But I think that if you want to just have that in your mind, that it'd be great to sort of put that down on the table in the school and say, look, this is a maker space which we can use to support them on this project over the next curriculum year, sort of school year. You know?
It is, yeah. One, there is Louise mentioned an event to me, I think it's in September, and that's going to be an opportunity for me to basically present the project to a number of local schools, to hopefully get some buy-in. I think the unique part about this potential collaboration is I'd like to fit it in with their existing curriculum. So whatever they're learning about can technically be transferred into this space. Whether they're learning about, history of the town, we could be 3D scanning like artifacts that are in the museum, putting them in this game, and like there's so many different things you can tap into. So I'm quite excited to start having those conversations with schools. I've been down to the college last month. Looking forward to start basically collaborating with different people, different businesses.
Brilliant. So everybody's on the same page then. That's brilliant.
Class. Well, thank you very much, everyone, for coming. It's lovely weather outside. Please go out and see it. I will hopefully circulate any links or dates that I've spoken about today, and I'll share this recording with basically anyone didn't make it today. And yeah, I will see you next month.
Keep up the good work.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Cheers, Dan.